The trade turnover between Kazakhstan and Eurasian Economic Union member countries continues showing an upward growth. The trade value exceeded $17 billion in the first 11 months of last year, which is by almost 7% higher compared with the same period in 2017. The export values grew by 10%, reaching over $5 billion. The EAEU countries invested up to $1.2 billion in Kazakhstan, and the number of joint enterprises increased by 70%. The large market of the EAEU countries, with a total population of 183 million people, offers extensive business opportunities. The cumulative economy of all the EAEU member states totals about $2 trillion. Also, the EAEU countries are set to establish a single electricity market this year, whereas the single markets for gas, oil and petroleum products, as well as the financial market, will be created by 2025. Kazakh regions are increasing their export potential. Entrepreneurs from Aktobe region export their products to Russia, which is their main foreign sales market, and are set to cooperate with more countries. Aktobe Flour Mill also exports its products to Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and is negotiating the shipments to China. The plant management is planning to boost capacity to increase the export volumes. The enterprise processes more than 500 tons of grains per day and exports 1,500 tons of flour every month. The shipments to Russia are held very fast and easy. We don't encounter any challenges there with both documents and receive payment for our products. Our enterprises are currently shipping both raw materials and end products to foreign markets, such as pipes, rails, and building products. They also sell agricultural industry output and ready-made food products. Entrepreneurs in Kostanay region also increase their export volumes. The region's foreign trade turnover exceeded $2.6 billion in 11 months of last year, which is 50% higher compared to the previous year's values. The region's manufacturing enterprises and production sites increased volumes of exported passenger cars and other vehicles by 9 times. Dairy products made in Kostanay are also in demand abroad. Local entrepreneurs earned $1 billion from trading with the EAEU partners.
95% экспорт нашей продукции.
Our enterprises export 95% of the exported products to Russia due to our geographical location, as we border with 3 Russian regions. 3.2% of exports are shipped to Belarus and 0.06% to Armenia. The remaining 2% of exports are shipped to Kyrgyzstan.
Оставшиеся там 2%.
Almaty region's enterprises are exporting higher amounts of various products. The sack factory in the village of Birlik of Balkhash district started exporting its products to neighboring Kyrgyzstan. The small production facility produces more than 1 million sacks per year. The sack producers use only Kazakhstan-made raw materials. We started the sack manufacturing business because we grow rice. Other enterprises, including soybean and buckwheat producers, started ordering sacks from us. This year, Kazakh producers are set to increase their capacities and focus on their sales market expansion. As part of President Nazarbayev's national address, 500 billion tenge were allocated for the upcoming 3 years to achieve this target. The light industry in Kazakhstan is developing rapidly. The increase in performance is recorded in the textile, clothing, and other sectors. Experts said that all conditions for the development of Made in Kazakhstan brand, such as government support, core production, and human resources, are in place. There are almost 1,000 light industry enterprises currently operating in the country. 95% of the enterprises are small and medium-sized businesses. These socks are made in the workshop located in the capital. The enterprise makes 24,000 pairs of socks per month. The manufacturer said that the quality is better compared to Chinese-made socks. The price is very competitive. The Russians buy our socks, especially government officials. The Americans are also interested. There is a similar enterprise in Kizilorda. Besides socks, the company plans to expand its range and establish a new line for the production of gloves, bags, and women's stockings. 6 to 7 thread spools are needed to sew 1 pair of socks. Very few synthetics are used. 75% of the product is made of pure cotton. We use this device. It has 144 to 156 needles. If one needle breaks, the process will automatically stop. High-quality local shoes are produced at a factory in Uralsk. Up to 8 pairs of leather men's shoes are sold per shift. The factory will also launch a shoe collection for women and children. The company is also focused on primary leather treatment. It has a capacity to treat 700 cattle skins and 2,500 sheep skin per day. In 2018, the semi-finished products were exported to Italy, Spain and Turkey. The export will include Russia as well. The enterprise receives government support as part of the state programs. In 2018, 3 creative entrepreneurs had won the innovative grants under the Business Roadmap program. The production is done at Shimkent Textile Factory. The process starts from sowing cotton seed to producing the fabrics and yarn. Some of the products manufactured include bed sheets and shawls. We have national companies. If they decide to use our products, we are ready to provide them with 100% locally made products. Experts said that the country's light industry can succeed due to the mass introduction of innovative and digital technologies. The sector will provide an opportunity to local entrepreneurs to develop Kazakh-made products with high added value. Kazakhstan will resume gas field exploration works as indicated in the new 2021 to 2025 geological exploration program. The program implementation is monitored by the Ministry of Energy and national oil and gas companies. According to Minister of Energy Kanat Bozumbayev, the gas production increased by 5% last year compared to 2017. This year, the government is planning to increase gas production to 55 billion cubic meters. Production of the commercial gas increased to 33.3 billion, which is 5.4% higher than last year. Liquefied gas production rose to 3.1 million tons, or at 7.3% of increase. Gas exports totaled 19.4 billion cubic meters, with an increase of 12.7%. Kazakhstan will export oil and gas products to Central Asian countries this year. The government is currently working on the legal framework. According to the Energy Minister, Kazakhstan will fully fulfill the domestic demand in gasoline, diesel, and aviation jet fuel this year. Uzbekistan and European Union are set to expand bilateral cooperation. The first round of talks on the new agreement was held in Tashkent. At the meeting, the European Union officials presented a new cooperation document to their Uzbek counterparts. The Uzbek officials will review the document until May and present their proposals at the second round of talks to be held in Brussels. Relations between Uzbekistan and the European Union were established in 1993. The new agreement is set to improve the business environment in Uzbekistan and upgrade the legal framework. The agreement is expected to deepen the trade and economic cooperation and increase the volume of European investments in Uzbekistan.
Узбекистаном, конечно, осуществляется торгово-экономическое сотрудничество активное со странами Европейского Союза.
Uzbekistan is actively trading with the European Union member countries. Over 1,000 companies are working with European businesses according to the 2018 end-of-the-year records. Over 300 companies are fully in business with investments made from European countries. 25 joint projects are currently being implemented, out of which 13 are national and 12 regional projects.
13 – это национальные проекты и 12 – региональные.
The EU countries believe that the Central Asian economy is favorable for international investments. Therefore, special attention is paid to strengthening the cooperation ties with Central Asian countries. For example, in 2015, the EU signed an agreement on expanding partnership with Kazakhstan. Currently, the EU countries are in the forefront of the Republic's trade and investment partners. 1/3 of Kazakhstan's foreign trade is accounted for the EU countries. More than half of direct investments to the Republic come from the EU countries. Jirgalan village in Kyrgyzstan is a popular winter tourism destination. The village provides various skiing opportunities for tourists from all over the world.
Well, I was planning a ski expedition, and so our first stop was in Arslanbab, and then we went to Bishkek, then Karakol, then Jirgalan. But basically we found it online, on the internet. Destination Jirgalan pops right up. Like the first thing when you type in.
The mountain peaks of Tian Shan in Kyrgyzstan are covered with snow almost all year round. Despite that, February is considered one of the most favorable months for a long stay in the open air. The village is visited by large numbers of sports lovers seeking free ride and snowboarding opportunities.
It's amazing right here. We had a great snowfall. Yesterday there was so much snow that it was impossible to ski because it was like waist deep. I really like the nature. Everyone is very welcoming. We have a great host and a hostel right there. So I'm super happy.
Guest houses in Jirgalan Valley are located away from industrial centers and highways, which allows tourists to enjoy relaxing and leisure holidays full of exciting adventures. The beautiful wild nature, which is located far from civilization and cities, made Jirgalan Valley a popular touristic destination. In 2014 and 2015, only 10 to 15 tourists visited us because of the lack of information. Last year, the number of vacationers increased to over 1,000 people. Tourists who love wildlife and skiing come here. The tourists come from all over the world, particularly Austria, Germany, France, and Italy. They like our nature and willingly visit every year. Jirgalan is a fast-growing tourist destination and an epicenter of adventure tourism in Kyrgyzstan. The village has wonderful diverse mountain landscapes and offers the most incredible and entertaining adventures. JAS project, a youth development competition, is ongoing in Kazakhstan. 1 million tenge of grant will be given to successful social-based projects. The project is jointly implemented by the World Bank and the Kazakh Ministry of Education and Science. A forum titled Dream, Offer, Implement was held in Astana to showcase different projects created by youth.
Ол бір топ балаларға беріледі, бір топ жастарға. Топтың ішінде 3-тен кем емес, 5-тен артық емес жас.
Grants are given to a group of young people who offers the best social-based projects. The group must have 3 to 5 members. The participants can start to implement their ideas after receiving financial support of up to 1 million tenge. In addition to that, each participant will receive a monthly fund for a period of 6 months. The total amount is 60,000 tenge for university graduates and 40,000 tenge for school and college graduates.
Мектептің білімі болса, оқып жатқан болса жастар, олар 40 мың теңге беріледі.
The project aimed at engaging the youth in social-based activities was launched 2 years ago. More than 5,500 participants have received support to implement their business ideas since the start of the project. Part of these successful projects was presented at an exhibition in Astana.
Biz осы гранттың арқасында өзімізге керекті құрал-саймандар сатып алдық.
This grant allowed us to purchase tools and equipment required for our business. Using this equipment, we are making various crafts in the Kazakh traditional design, such as souvenirs and invitation cards. I would like to mention that we also make puzzles for the Cyrillic and Latin scripts, which we give out for school students for free.
жаңа түрдегі жаңа оқушыларға тегін таратамыз.
The comprehensive support as part of the project is available for the youth from Akmola, West Kazakhstan, and Mangistau regions, as well as Astana and Almaty cities. Astana-based fashion designer Kamilia Suleymanova has taken felting up a notch by not only creating warm boots made of felt, but also summer clothing and slippers made from the same wool material. She has been designing and creating clothing items made of felt for 3 years. Her collection includes unique styles of coats, hats, dresses, and sweaters. All of the clothes are comfortable and trendy.
Мы в своем войлоке, в своей одежде хотим показать многогранность этого материала, то есть насколько...
Through our collection, we want to show the versatility of the felt, of how soft, comfortable, and practical the material can be. Felt is good for everyday wear. We want to start creating menswear and children collections since felt has medicinal properties and it is absolutely eco-friendly.
Он абсолютно экологичен.
The fashion designer disagreed with a common stereotype that felt is itchy. Camelia said that it all depends on the quality of the material. In her case, she orders her materials from Italy and it is hypoallergenic, soft and fluffy. Camelia hired 3 tailors to sew the clothes. Her entire collection is handmade. One of the tailors, Jenisgul Nurpesova, has only 1 month experience, but she has improved her skills at making hats.
Самое сложное – это тонко разложить.
The most difficult part is to subtly decompose the felt. The thinner it is, the higher the quality. For this purpose, I need to tear the thin strands off so that they will be thinner.
Чтобы это все получилось тонко.
Felting is not only work, but also a meditation for many fashion designers and tailors. The creative process allows them to relax and use their creative imagination. Kazakh-made felt clothes are high in demand in Italy and England. Exhibition of calligraphy paintings by Iranian artist Said Khushmanesh is opened in Astana. The collection includes 40 artworks. The artist has been involved in the calligraphy art since the age of 15. After about 30 years of experience, the Iranian calligrapher believes that there is still a lot to learn in this type of visual arts. Said Khushmanesh is constantly perfecting his calligraphy techniques. The characters in the Arabic and Persian script are connected between each other, while the letters in the Latin script are separate. From this point of view, the artistic handwriting in the Persian language is more complicated. Moreover, using Latin script letters is more convenient for printing, whereas the Iranian calligraphy cannot be easily used in printing houses. Calligrams are calligraphic artworks which combine both artistic expression and deep meaning. Calligraphers aim to create works where the visual image and a thoughtful message express one main idea. Calligrams are usually done by one person and requires qualities such as patience and diligence. I enjoyed the exhibition. Each artwork is unique and beautiful. When looking at some paintings, it's hard to tell if it's a flower or a letter. They're very skillfully drawn. I am learning the Persian language, which is why the exhibition is interesting to me. The collection made me look at the calligraphy in a new way. The exhibition opened as part of the project aimed at establishing a cultural dialogue between Kazakhstan and Iran. One of the most famous lyrical opera, Eugene Onegin, was presented in Astana. The premiere of the performance, which was composed by the famous Pyotr Tchaikovsky, took place in Astana Opera. The production team presented a new interpretation of the well-known Russian opera instead of staging the exact classical performance. The Astana Opera Theatre hired famous Italian stage director Davide Livermore for the production in order to impress the audiences.
Ha delle storie sospese. Vuol dire
each of us keeps some unfinished stories in our hearts, which we could not achieve in our lifetime. This means that we had to remember and relive the moments again before our death to let the stories go forever. I think that the older version of Tatiana had to relive her love story in her mind and in her heart. My idea was to enhance the dramatic passion in this performance and stage the opera based on Tatiana's feelings. This may be something new for the audience in Astana. I think art should always be advanced and reach new boundaries.
saremo morti che ci attacchiamo a chi
The technical and stage techniques have allowed the audience to immerse themselves in the environment of the 19th century. Costume designers have succeeded in recreating the clothing style of the people in that period. The Russian opera singers and leading Astana opera soloists presented an amazing performance.
Пою одну из моих любимейших, одну из моих.
I am very happy to perform one of my first and favorite parts, the part of Lenski from the Eugene Onegin opera by Pyotr Tchaikovsky. This is a big celebration for me because I was honored to sing at the premiere of this wonderful opera. It is a special day for me as an artist. Lenski is a true Russian poet and a very delicate and vulnerable character. I would like to mention that our costumes are very beautiful.
Это поэт, настоящий русский поэт. Костюм у нас очень шикарный.